was the last time you hit up a fast food restaurant? Now, statistics say you did it at least once this week and likely more. I don't know why they're in my business. According to GetNuck's market data, for 2023, Americans spend more than $70 billion a month eating out. A large part of that money comes from the black community, but not enough of that money is going to black-owned businesses. But thankfully, my next guest is working to change all of that. Tarji Carter is the founder and president of The Franchise Player, an organization dedicated to increasing the number of black franchise owners. Tarji, I want to thank you so much for joining me here. By the way, Franchise Player is a great name for this business. I love it. I was like, that's a good title. Anyway, tell us a little bit about your background, because you've been working with franchise businesses for a long time.
For sure. So I've spent the past 15 plus years in franchise sales and development for a number of the world's most delicious franchise brands. And so throughout my career, I just noticed that there was a huge disparity and lack of diversity at every level within the industry. And so that really bothered me. And I wanted to make sure that I was getting the information out to our community about the benefits of franchising and how to get into it with your eyes wide open versus making an emotional decision or going in without enough information or conducting the proper due diligence.
That makes complete sense. Why? And just actually, to clarify just for a moment, because some people don't know what we mean when we say franchise. They walk into Checkers or McDonald's or Burger King and they think it's all part of the same chain. But if somebody has a franchise, what does that mean?
That means that they have bought into the system, so they become an owner within that organization. They pay royalties to the parent company, but they're allowed to fly the flag of whatever that brand is. And so they also receive support from the brand as it relates to typically real estate, construction, design, training, operations. And so there's a team that they're paying into this system so that they can get the support that they need as business owners.
So if I am a black person, my executive producer is a very, very rich woman. She's about to buy herself a franchise. Now, she could buy her own chicken shack. She could start her own chicken restaurant, or she could go and buy into one of these franchise chains whose name I won't say because they ain't pay us, right? Why does it make sense for her to put her money into the franchise system rather than just starting out with her own business, with her own name on the shingle?
Yeah, so I mean, she could still do that, right? I always suggest buying into a system so that you can learn how a franchise actually works. You can see how the support that you receive from the brand helps you to really follow a path to success. And so, yes, you could start your own chicken shack or donut shop, and you'd probably spend 5 to 10 years and a lot of money making a lot of mistakes. Whereas with a franchise, you can buy into a proven system that's been battle tested. You can talk to existing franchisees and understand what their experience has been. And you can, decide whether or not that's what you truly want to do. Or you could even get a part-time job at that, whether it's a restaurant or some other franchise, and see if that's truly the brand for you.
I like that. So cash, you can start with KFC, and then you can go start Cash Fried Chicken later, which I guess is also KFC. But start with their money, make the mistakes on their money, and then go to the next thing. I like how you are talking. Why is it so difficult for us to get into this business? Because I've heard so many times when I talk to people who want a franchise, how hard it is to get one. And even those who got them, they say they had so many barriers. It was so hard, but I never understood exactly what those barriers were.
Well, first of all, the franchise player wasn't around at that time, so I could have probably helped them out a long time
Talk
ago.
your stuff. Right, if you was there, they'd have had franchises.
That's right. So I just think it's a matter of information, right? Information, opportunities, and resources. And so, I think the information just doesn't reach our community. I think about when I would go to McDonald's with my dad as a kid. I never heard the word franchise. I grew up in the hood in Boston, and my dad was a very smart and successful man, and he never mentioned franchising to me. I didn't learn about franchising until I actually got a job working for Carvel Ice Cream in Cinnabon. And so I would say it's really a lack of information that reaches the community, which is why I do what I do. I am taking everything that I've learned in my 15 plus years career in franchise sales and development and sharing it with our community so that we can make good decisions about how we invest our money, our hard-earned money at that.
So I know there's education, there's training, but sometimes I be hearing stuff. I hear that sometimes black franchisees get the short end of the stick. They don't get the same level of opportunity. That even if they are equipped and trained and have all the info they need, sometimes there's still a different set of standards or a different level of challenge they experience. Has that been your experience from what you hear and see?
Oh, that's definitely true. Some brands just, there are certain different criteria for different people. I've seen that happen before. And I've also seen, on the other side of that, our people, our community, some people, I should say, feel as though once they buy into a franchise that it's the brand's responsibility to make sure that they're successful, and that's not necessarily the case. They're required to provide a certain amount. Yeah,
see, I would imagine it would sell itself. You know what I mean? If I open up one of them big golden arches or one of them big things with the chicken on the front, I would imagine people already know the brand. They already signed up for it. All I got to do is put one in the neighborhood and they'll sign up and take it. And it sounds like there's a lot more that needs to go into that. But that's what you're here for, to train us, to give us understanding, even helping us think about investing and financing. So break this down for me, because I'm down. I have decided on this show right now that I want to open up a chicken shack. I know y'all think I'm being funny. I'm opening up a chicken shack, and I'll need your help. How do I sign up?
You just go to the website, www.thefranchiseplayer.com, or you can attend the franchise game, which is the first ever African-American franchise symposium and trade show happening next week in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, so if I go to the trade show, I'll get all the breakdowns there as well.
Absolutely. So we have a full day of learning, different panel discussions. We have a day in the life of a franchisee. So one of my favorite franchisees who bought 3 donut concepts from me now owns 40 restaurants. The CEO of a famous hamburger chain will be our keynote speaker, and he'll be talking about his experience as an African-American owning a national hamburger brand. So he'll be speaking to that. We'll also talk about operations. There'll be lending institutions that will talk about how to get financing for franchising. And then I get up and I talk about what are the brands looking for? What are they not looking for? How can we prepare you to get a yes from the brand of choice? And so much more. There are going to be other brands there exhibiting. It's going to be a day of education and fun and networking. I think the networking is going to be absolutely amazing.
All right, y'all. If y'all out in Dallas, make sure y'all check it out. If not, go to that website, The Franchise Player. Get your business started. Get your business thriving more than it already is. If you got one franchise and you want 10, talk to Tarji Carter, because she knows how to do it all. She is the founder and the owner of The Franchise Player. Tarji, thanks so much for joining me today. And, of course, I wish you the best of luck in all of your clients. Everybody, again, if you want to learn more about The Franchise Player, check out the website. It's www.thefranchiseplayer.com.